So hey guys, today we have Nancy Gupta and she's having 3 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. So hey, hi Nancy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. What about
Shall we
you?
start? Yeah, no, so good.
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, yes. Hi everyone. I'm Nancy. I'm from Uttar Pradesh, and I have been total experience 3.8 years experience in Java domain with networking, and I'm I have been working in infinite computer solutions. So as a Java domain and as well in networking domains. And yeah, thank you for.
Okay, okay. So what's your recent project in your role?
Yes, in this company is like telephone domain company, so I'm working as the Java developer. So we
Mhm.
have one application that is like the chatbox
Okay,
application. So
okay.
there we are providing lot of encryption decryption applications,
Mhm.
like just like a lot of protocol like
Mhm.
um, encrypted, decrypted, and cryptography like that. So we are using so just like a WhatsApp, but it's not a WhatsApp,
Mhm.
and we are using a lot of functionality like polling a lot of multiple videos, and as
Mhm.
well we are using that messages
Mhm.
encryption.
Mhm.
So we are basically working a lot of project. So in my
Okay,
role, yeah, my role is I'm handling that backend side. Like
okay.
suppose in the customer they raise some query about our
Mhm.
project. So
Mhm.
sometimes what happened that server is fully uh, like full, so I have to manage. I have to
Mhm.
use some protocols, that is HTTP protocol and SC protocols like that. So
Okay.
I'm handling, and recently I developed one feature that is
Mhm.
login protocol. So
Okay.
there what is this feature. So this feature means suppose we have a lot of logs, means suppose our
Mhm.
server is full, so we
Mhm.
have to transfer to
Mhm.
other servers, like just like a remote server. So there
Mhm.
I'm using the scripting language and as well some database and Java.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that thing I developed.
Okay. So it's based on Java and Spring Boot, right?
Yeah, based on Java is Spring Boot, but based on that networking also, because we are using a
Networking.
lot. Yes, and we
So
are working.
where you guys are storing these chats?
Yeah, like we have one server that is we are using the present server. So
Mhm.
they are very storing all data and we are handling that.
Okay. So okay. So which Java version you are using?
So we are using Java 8 and as well
Java 8.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the few new features of Java 8 that were not there prior to Java 8?
So Java is recently we are using that the best is like lambda expression, and
Okay.
that for each the function, and
Mm-hmm.
default and static method interface, and
Mm-hmm.
Java stream APIs, and
Okay.
Java that concurrency API
Mm-hmm.
improvement, and that collection API.
Okay. So is Java 100% object-oriented programming language?
That Java is like 100% means suppose Java is pure object oriented programming language.
Okay. So it is so you mean it's fully object-oriented programming language, not like 100%. Okay. So Java is not considered as 100%
Yes,
object-oriented programming
yes,
language. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
yes.
Yeah, because it uses primitive data types
Primitive
like
data
int
types
and
and
yeah. So can primitive data types store null value?
data types like, yeah, integers store that null value.
No, no. Like integer can store null value, but that is wrapper class. So I'm just
Yes.
asking a small int and like primitive data types. So can these data types store null value? Okay, so these
Maybe no.
cannot. Yeah, yeah, correct. So these cannot store null value.
Yes.
Mhm.
maybe it's not, but sorry, I'm
Yeah, yeah, no worries. So have you used super keyword uh, ever?
yeah, yes. So super keyword is like a represent of the parent class,
Mhm.
and so can I give any like code or some like?
No, no, just tell verbally, it's fine.
So keyword is represent of that parent class. So basically we are using a constructor. So constructor means it is similar to our class.
Mhm.
So what happen if we are using constructor and we are not repeating any new keywords. So
Mhm.
suppose we are declaring two keywords. So
Mhm.
that compiler is confused, and basically compiler using the default constructor, so it will execute our programs.
Okay.
So in this case we are using the super keyword.
Okay. So what's the difference between string and string buffer?
Yeah. So spring spring
String.
sorry, spring.
No, no, string. string. String variable. Sorry. Uh,
Sorry, this one. That string
and string buffer.
string is like immutable, but string buffer is mutable.
Okay.
And
So why is string called mutable? Sorry, string buffer called mutable.
we can change that values, but
Okay.
and uh, and in spring buffer is faster faster faster, and that consume less memory when we are like concrete the string.
Mhm.
But in string is too much slow and is
Okay.
consume the more memories. And string class overrides that equal method
Mhm.
of the object, but string buffer class does not override that equals method of
Mhm.
object class. And strings use that string constant pool, but string buffer is used in heap memories.
Okay. Okay. So what are the different ways to create objects in Java?
uh,
Like how do you create an object in Java?
First we can create using that uh, system new keyword.
Mhm.
And other.
Like you can use cloning these things, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like what is final keyword in Java?
Yeah. So finally,
No, no, not finally. Only final.
yes. So final keyword is used to indicate the variable methods and class cannot be modified to extend. And
Okay. Okay. So
yes.
what's the difference between final and static keyword?
So static keywords is used to represent the class member, and it's basically used for the method and variable to indicates it is the part of class and not an object. But in final keyword is used to that constant variable, and behind the object form to access the method and variable and class.
Okay. So can you explain how inheritance and composition are different?
Inheritance means like the child class inherit to property of the parent class. We are using to the has keyword.
Okay. So are you comfortable more with Java or
Yeah, Spring,
Spring Boot?
like Spring Boot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what are the key dependencies in order to create a Spring Boot project? Like which all dependencies are important?
Uh, for Spring Boot.
Yeah, for a Spring Boot project. We add dependencies in POM file, right? So what all dependencies are important?
So basically, we are using that Spring Starter Web Tomcat, like it's
Mhm.
inbuilt dependencies already there. Suppose if we want to create any Spring Web server project,
Mhm.
so
Okay.
uh, so in this case,
So why do we use POM file and Spring Boot application?
that uh, home file basically we are using to allow means Spring Boot starter the parent of the form to allow us to managing the following the things, like suppose uh, multiple the child project and modules are configure the Java versions and other than
Okay.
the properties.
Mm.
And the POJO means that project object models to contains the information of object and configure the information to enable to build our projects.
Okay.
And in this case we are using for the plugging purpose we are using, and the Maven reads for that form class. And
So what's the
so
difference between DTO and entity class?
to
Okay. So have you, I mean, in your project, chatbot projects, are you using this class, TT or entity? If not, then it's fine.
basically I'm not using that much.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. So, moving ahead, like, uh, what, I mean, why do we prefer Spring Boot over the Spring Framework?
The main thing is like Spring Boot we can like is automatically configure our all dependency, but Spring Boot is like
Mm.
enterprise, we have to manually configure all the dependence.
Mm.
And if suppose some developer want to configure some dependency, so it is
Mm.
very difficult to managing all those things. But in Spring Boot just whatever we want, just we can add in that form.x1 files.
Mm.
And it is very
Okay,
like understandable for that Spring Boot compared to that Springs.
okay. So, what is dependency injection?
Yeah, so dependence injection is the process whereby the objects define their the dependencies. That's that is the other object which they work through that uh, constructor and arguments to the factory methods properties that are the set of the object to enhance. It is the constructor and return the form of the fact, factory method.
So, have you
And
written JUnit test cases before?
JUnit, no.
Okay. So, do you know?
But
Yeah,
theoretical I know means what is a JUnit in Java.
yeah, yeah.
Why?
Go ahead.
Yes. So in JUnit, it's like it is a open source testing. We need to create the test cases, and the unit test cases is a code which ensure that program logic, the works and like etc. result. So in this case, we are using the or.JUnit package to contains many interfaces and classes for the JUnit testings. And JUnit like the types of unit is like two types: the manually testing and automate testing.
Okay.
So manual testing, like we are like if you have to execute the test cases manually without any tool support. So it's the manual testing,
Mhm.
and it is a time consuming,
Okay.
and it is a less readable. But
So do you
in
know about sonar coverage and all? Okay. Okay. And mm, have you worked with Maven or like which tool you using? Eclipse or
Eclipse I'm using.
Eclipse? Okay. So can you tell me few shortcuts of Eclipse which you generally use or not? I mean, do you use any shortcut in Eclipse? Like
Uh,
keyboard shortcut?
yes, like suppose we have to search, like we have to add any dependency, like so we have to use that alt control T
Okay.
for the search, and whatever you dependency, just click and add. So
Mm,
we can use, and
okay.
in shortcut, suppose we have to use like control plus 3, the quickly access to any menu and the feature of Eclipse.
Okay.
And other is like control plus O, quickly and navigate to method in the correct current class. And one more I'm using that control plus one, that's so available the code and action the quickly fix.
Okay. Okay. So like what's the difference between Maven clean and Maven install? Do you know?
One minute.
Clean and Maven install.
So means in word like we are cleaning the, like deep I don't know actually, I
Yeah.
didn't use.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. No issue. So do you know about Git? What is Git?
Yeah, Git I know.
Yeah. Can you tell me like what is Git and why do we use this?
So Git is like distributed version control systems
Mhm.
that tracks to changes in any set of computer files. Usually we are using to coordinate the work. And in the suppose we are like suppose we are using any Linux machine, and we did some changes. So first we have to add our code, so using the git add, then we have to
Mhm.
comment, so
Mhm.
using the git comment hyphen m and inverted
Mhm.
comma, you have to give any message, and that you have to pull your changes. So
Okay.
that time you have to use the git push origin, and whatever your branch you are using. Suppose you are using that parent branch, so you have to create one child branch. So
Okay.
that time you have to use the git checkout hyphen b, and that you can see. And if you want that revert back that command, so there are also like some
So for
command.
your project, which one you are using? GitHub or GitLab or like
I'm using GitLab.
GitLab? Okay. And what's the difference between Git push and Git commit? Like pushing and committing?
So suppose we have the number of code, like modify the file.
Mhm.
So that time we have to comment or file, means suppose you did some changes that file, so it's showing the modify your file name and
Mhm.
path. So that time you have to git add, means you are adding the your code in
Mhm.
GitHub. So if you add all file, then you
Mhm.
have to use the git commit, means it's showing message in your GitHub, yeah, GitLab, in your branch, so you can see your changes.
Okay.
And in git push means you have to push your code in GitHub. So suppose you are using any branch, so it in branch, in project, you can see your branch name, and
Mhm.
sometimes means how
Mhm.
many times is like you push your code.
Okay. So mm, which configuration file do you use? The ML file, YML file, or properties file in your project in resources?
CML file I'm using.
Do you think like this is Spring Boot framework is better than any other framework like Django, Node.js expressions, or like,
Basically, we
what's
are
your
using
thought?
a,
What's your thought on this?
like now I'm just means know that knowledge about only Spring Boot, but it's like good is like I heard is Node.js is very.
And what about Java and other programming languages, like how where Java stands when we compare to the Python, like C++ and other languages?
In security purpose, Java is very secure language and in compared to C. And some like some basic drawback means in Java we are not using multiple inheritance, but in C we can use even the C++ we can use the pointer, but in Java we cannot. In Java we are lots of packaging we have to import our programs.
So as you said, we use inheritance. So is multiple inheritance possible in Java?
Um, Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java.
Why?
uh, because it's not allowing because Java is for object oriented.
Okay. Do you know about diamond problem in Java?
uh, Dynamic.
Diamond that happens because of this multiple inheritance.
Yeah, that's the reason actually.
Okay. So, do you know about collection framework in Java? Like we have array list, linked list, hashtag, map, and many more. Okay,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So, like, have you used any one of these in your project?
Yeah, we are using list and set, and array list also has map.
Okay, so can you tell me like where you are using these? Like, what's the purpose of these uh, collections?
So collections we are using, suppose we are using has map, so they're like has map is key and values. So we can identify it, like we have to use any unique value, so we can use that key value, but in like multiple values repeated, it's like compared to has map.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
In
Okay.
HasMap, basically store in key and value pairs, so we can access them the index of the other types. So that's the reason we are using. And in suppose in real time, I'm giving example for the HasMap. In the employees of company, where the employees ID is stored as a key, but employees data is stored as a value in HasMap. So that's the reason we are using. Suppose
Yeah.
in my project, we have like lot of number of the like login users. So in that case, we are using HasMap.
So, have you used any sorting things in your project?
Yeah, we are using that sorting. Quick sort is like best sorting
Yeah.
uh, because of that time complexity also is like
So, what's the time complexity? Sort.
uh, order of n log n.
Okay. And
That is
was time complexity of quick sort, like in worst case.
in order of
Uh,
n square.
yeah, what are the things?
Yes, and in quick set means is algorithm based on the divide and conquer
Okay.
algorithms that pick up the element as the period of participation that given to array around that pickup to period
Mm.
in placing period incorrect.
Okay, so yeah, Nancy, it's done from my end.